Hey everyone, True here, and let's take a first look at the new Storm unit, Lancelot. The first one in over a year that also got a new event released alongside her. The last time I was this hyped about a new unit was in July for WSnow, and by the end of this video you might understand why. Her health points and attack are quite average, while her speed is very low. Let's take a look at her skills to potentially see why that is. First up, we have Swift Stealth. Nothing new here. 70 time units, 1 spirit gained, and the stealth status as well. But moving on to the next skill, Royal Swiftslash, things become very interesting and unusual. It is kind of like a Time Assassin Plus, because it ignores damage reduction. It has 400 to 600% damage depending on enemy time units. It produces 1 spirit and it gives her the stealth status. And that stealth status from the first 2 skills will be very useful for her third, which is Stealth Avenger. There are a lot of advantages of a stealth attack. It ignores enemy status effects, damage reduction effects, revenge passive skills, skin passive skills. We all know that already, and she applies 400% damage while doing it, but the Avenger part of her skill means that if the unit she's attacking already defeated another unit, she even applies 600% damage, and that is again without any damage reductions on the opponent. Last but not least, her fourth active skill, which is basically an extremely powerful instant stun skill, stunning an opponent for 200 time units. Of course, it is costly, it costs 3 spirit, but she immediately gets another turn because it costs just 1 time unit, and then she will likely get to use the Royal Swiftslash. The skill becomes locked for 200 time units after use. This skill might also be part of the reason why she has such a low speed, because I think it's quite unusual for a unit with a strong stun ability right from the get-go to have anything above a low speed. The only exception I'm aware of is Storm Reset. If you think these active skills look lit, then just wait for the passive skills. But first, a quick reminder to like and subscribe for more Evertale content. It really helps me a lot. Thank you. Now looking at her passive skills, I think we firmly get into OP territory. We have Deadly Momentum, which gives her another turn every time she defeats a unit, and I don't think this is limited, so she could absolutely sweep the floor with weak units, just using Swift Stealth, possibly the Royal Swiftslash, or maybe the Stealth Avenger. Everything is on the table here. And that's not all that Deadly Momentum entails. She also gets basically a hold ground whenever she kills a unit. Obviously this is not gonna stack, so she doesn't get multiple hold grounds like possibly Sun Wukong, but still, it gives her a hold ground, which in combination with her next skill is just kind of bonkers, because we have Regen counter skin. So not only does she have the counter skin, which we have seen before from WSnow and Mitsuchi, but she also regenerates HP every time she gets the turn. 30% of max HP. And not only does the kind of counter skin give her possibly quite a few opportunities to use her Royal Swiftslash, which I remind you is actually spirit positive, but also, given that she regenerates every turn automatically, and her having the option of being basically a subsequent killer within a few time units, she can basically regenerate to 100% under very imaginable circumstances, even from very low HP. And this is where the hold ground from her first skill comes in, because then she can't be killed as easily. And if the attack is not a stealth attack, or maybe, something like she's already poisoned and gets wiped, then this could make her very survivable as well. But more on what that entails in my arena potential analysis later in this video. Because first we take a quick look at her AI background. We can see we have a few hate conditions, which look quite low at first, but they can stack. So what do we have? If she is stealth, that's 1.15 hate, but an even more important condition kind of is if the enemy team has a unit with current TU greater than 100 and also additionally than 130. If she has used her instant stun already and the skill is currently in the cooldown phase, then she gets a nice downward modifier for her hate of 0.74. So if everything plays together in these 4 skills, and her highest possible hate is 1.52, but usually it should be quite a bit lower and seems quite passable, to be honest. Now on the active skill side, I'm gonna be a bit careful with predictions, but it is pretty safe to say that if she's able to use the instant stun, she probably will, and the swift stealth should favor low HP enemies, which is quite nice because then she can potentially already get a kill in and get another turn using something like Stealth Avenger next. One last thing on the passive skills, she is a sword user but can also unlock X usage at full awakening, but I do think I prefer a sword on her. Now what do I think about Lancelot's arena potential? You might have noticed already that I am quite excited about this new unit's potential. There is a lot that could go right for her. We already know how powerful a deadly passive can be from WSnow White, and arguably this one is even stronger. Let's imagine this scenario. Lancelot gets her turn, she uses instant stun if there's 3 spirit for her, and then she can probably immediately use Royal Swiftslash with 600% damage that ignores damage reduction, very possibly giving her a kill, and the stealth status. And another turn where she can then use Stealth Avenger. So within seconds, she can already kill. And it doesn't have to stop there. If she has some spirit around, I could see her using Stealth Avenger over and over again until she's stopped by spirit restrictions, a hold ground unit, some guard, of course. But thinking about this is just insane because this is just one part of her 4 passive abilities, basically. We didn't even talk about her getting the hold ground yet, which in combination with the Regen counter skin could make it very hard to kill her if you're not Earth Musha or some other stealth unit, or possibly killing her if Lancelot already has the poison effect. But that's the thing, I think, like Earth Musha, Lancelot isn't really a unit that needs to survive forever. Because with her deadly passive, she wouldn't need a whole lot of time units potentially to kill a lot of enemy units. Now, her positioning in an arena battalion is a bit of a tricky question for me. I think she might actually be better in the lower half of your battalion, kind of away from the guards and possibly already getting some of the Avenger part of her Stealth Avenger skill to trigger more reliably, but that part still remains to be seen, so stay tuned. Overall, I think she has SS or even SSS tier potential if her AI doesn't surprise me, and I will likely pull for her, but I do recommend that you wait for a few days. On the one hand, to get some reviews in, so we can actually see if her potential is really that great. And on the other hand, because Lucky Fountain will come around, and with it there will probably be Soulstone use rewards again that will give you additional bonus resources while you are pulling for Lancelot. Stay tuned for more information about her on this channel, and now let's look at her 3 forms and her backstory. A Knight of the Round Table raised by a fairy known as the Lady of the Lake. That was the original Lancelot. The path this one is walking, and the paths she refuses to follow are not the same as her predecessors. Her mind is as open as a wide lake, her appearance and expressions ever changing like a water surface that reflects the sky. And still, just like the waters of an inland lake do not ebb and flow with the tide, so does her swordsmanship stay ever unwavering. She withstands every attack and launches her own special move. She bears the title of the strongest like it's nothing, for she is the current Lancelot. She is aware of the first Lancelot's sin and of the fact that it can never be forgiven. Nevertheless, she believes that sinners aren't forbidden from doing what's right or following their principles. That's why she won't ever lay down the burden of sin she has inherited along with her name. Even though it is not hers personally, she feels it is her to bear as another Lancelot. Her soft fair skin is used to pain, used to the flush it brings, and what starts as an anguished scream quickly turns coquettish. As a blush rises to her cheeks, she notices a cold stare leveled at her. Thanks to Cyanate, Lens.js and Nizetto for the leaks used in this video. Like and subscribe to become a true carrot and join the fastest growing carrot field on YouTube. And as always, thanks for watching.